Hi Capricorn, welcome to August. We are going to start off your August 2018 reading with the Zodiac Oracle deck. And we're basically just going to see what the energy is or what the elements that you maybe need to co-sign with during the month of August, okay? So let's go ahead and see. All right, so we got air. All right, so in the month of August, we know that we're going to be mostly in Leo season, and then towards the end on the 22nd, we will be transitioning into Earth season, which is, not the Earth season, but Earth sign, which is Virgo. So during this time, we are going to be, you as a Capricorn, you're going to need to if there's a situation, it's going to be involving air signs, okay? So this is your Geminis, your Aquariuses, and your Libras. Now, if there's no situation at hand dealing with these people, then this card is advising you to go ahead and use this type of elements, traits, to be able to get through a situation or to have a solution for something, okay? So in the month of August, for a lot of Capricorns, a lot of you may be feeling, sorry, I'm just moving my cards. A lot of you may be feeling the need to be extremely logical. You guys are already practical in the way that you think, you know, when it comes to like working and getting stuff done, working slowly but surely, like making sure there's a finished product at the end of it. But during August, I really do think that you're going to be having to shift your mindset into a more logical standpoint. So to a point where you're not oversharing, you're actually thinking more, you're really easygoing still. But you're analytical, you're logical. This is when you are going to be the one evaluating everything around you. For some of you, if it starts to feel more Gemini-like, you'll be more distracted. You may feel more antsy. You may feel the need to want to talk to more people. If this is Aquarius energy, you're going to be using the assets around you to create things that you want to manifest or to create ideas. So using the people around you, building teams, you know, using your friends, your family, maybe looking up or doing more research on something that you've been wanting to get more into. And if this is more of a Libra energy, you are probably going to be the person that is trying to install some level of peace, some level of balance, and some type of fairness or justice in a situation, okay? So let's go ahead and see, using my Tarot Mucha deck. This is my favorite deck for the month of August, okay? So we're going to go ahead and start with the beginning of August for Capricorn. I'm going to do a few shuffles, and then go from there. Alrighty, so for Capricorn, the beginning of August. Okay, Capricorn, so we're starting off the beginning of your August, so like the first or second week of August. The energy that you will be aligning with, or the energy of the beginning of August, is the Star card, okay? This is the Aquarius card. So again, bringing up already that air energy is popping up here, okay? So for some of you, this may be dealing with an Aquarius, or for some of you, the way that you will get through this, or the type of energy that the situation is going to be exuding is going to be like air-like, Aquarian-like, that type of energy. So let's go more into it. I'm trying to make sure I speak correctly, but for some reason I have a lot more thoughts than usual today. So I'm kind of trying to slow down and make sure I'm getting everything out. Okay. So we're starting with the Magician's card, okay? So this is using the tools around you, like I said, as an Aquarius, or as an Aquarius would, I should say. They are known for, you know, having a fixed way of thinking and communicating something. So there's some Aquariuses that are not expressive at all, and then there's some that are. But that doesn't matter. The point of the Aquarius is to realize that the things that they need are indeed around them. And in order for them to actually manifest what they want, grab the star, which is, their dream, your dream. Be able to grab it. It's right at your fingertips. You just have to figure out how to use the things around you in order to get what you want. So that is the whole reason, or the whole purpose, for an Aquarius, okay? And the Magician's card is the Aquarius card, and I just want you guys to understand, the duality in both. So we're starting off. We have the whole energy for August is air energy. The bottom of the deck for the beginning of your August is the Star card, which is the Aquarius card. And then we have the Magician's card, which is the other, confirmation card for the Aquarius and Tarot, using Major Arcana cards. So, again, you will definitely need to use your resources around you, okay? For some of you, it's going to be more about using what's around you so that you can have peace of mind. So you can maybe create the sanctuary that you want for yourself. For some of you, this will be kind of narrowing down on one focus. Finally committing to a certain gesture or a certain person or a certain endeavor or a career. Maybe finally choosing a school for some of you, if you're looking into schools, if you're looking to a job. Again, this is not meant to just be about love, okay? Whenever I speak, I will specify if this is just for love, okay? This is for any type of energy that resonates with you, and I'll try to spit out as much as I see so that you can, so I can make sure that it resonates with you, so you don't think this is just about love. But definitely, beginning of August for Capricorn, you're definitely going to be feeling the need to, kind of use what's around you and build what you see for yourself. And as an earth sign, I think this is something that you will actually really enjoy, because it's kind of like what you do already. Even if you are one of those Capricorns who like to be flashy, you're definitely still, it matters to you. I'm not going to say that you're perfect with this, but it matters to you that you have things that symbolize what you've done. For example, a lot of Capricorns, there's some that don't like to be cocky and don't like to be conceited, but you can almost bet your dollars, like your bottom dollar, that either their house is nice, either their car is nice, or maybe they wear jewelry. There's something about a Capricorn, at least the ones that I've seen. They have something about them that nobody can take from them. This is their pride and joy, and it's something that they worked to obtain. And it's usually a material or a physical thing, right? So I feel like that is one of the key symbols that really demonstrate that duality again with Capricorn. And I think that exudes itself once again as that Aquarius energy picks up in the beginning of August. And I think it's going to really show you that you have this natural ability to grow things on an earthly realm, right? Materialism, things, or going after what you want and executing it. And you're practical. You understand like how things work and you get it. So now I think it's going to be time for you to reach into a different level of yourself. And for some, this could be normal for you if you have a lot of air energy. But a lot of you, if you're not, if you don't have a lot of air, this is going to be a time where you really get to be analytical. You really get to look at things and examine. You really get to look at things and put the pieces together, put the puzzle together. And the thing that I like about Aquarius energy is, yes, this is, using what you have and making what you want, which is pretty much what everyone does anyways. But this is a fixed way of thinking and communicating. Aquarius energy is fixed, okay? So this is going to be you, once you have a thought, no matter who, you don't have to tell anyone. A lot of Aquariuses are detached emotionally because they're analytical, they're logical. So you don't have to tell anyone what your dreams are or whatever it is that you're trying to set straight. You don't have to talk about this, okay? In fact, I think you should make yourself more busy. I think instead of telling someone about what you have planned, I actually think you should just either put more action into that goal or pick up more things on the side so that you can focus. Just like whatever helps you focus on something. I feel like the beginning of August would be a really good time for you to start researching about it, or maybe just figuring out how things work, or maybe asking people that have information on it, maybe Googling, YouTube. Get some more information on whatever it is that you're thinking about and it's been, on your brain. Something that you want to grow. Something that you want to see blossom as a Capricorn. Now it's your time to go and use this air-like energy to really go and find the facts about everything. The details, the specs, okay? So what is this 10 of Wands in reverse? This is what I'm looking at here. And this is saying, I'm going to look and see, let's see, what should we add on to our lives? Yeah. So the Ten of Wands in reverse, we have the Star card here, okay? So you need to pick up and put more action into whatever it is that you are trying to achieve. Whatever your goal is, okay? Whatever it is that you've been, maybe you haven't started putting physical work into it yet because you're still trying to figure out if this is something you want to do. So for some of you, I do think that's going to be the problem, or not necessarily the problem. Maybe you just didn't feel strong enough yet to do it, or maybe you felt like you still needed a few things. But nonetheless, as long as, again, if you use this air energy in the beginning of August and Three of Pentacles here, as long as you use the people around you and you use the resources that you have in an intelligent way, not a stupid way, not something that's just willy-nilly, like really pay attention to it, I do think that you'll be able to start putting action towards your goal that you want, okay? So then we go into the Chariot card here. Okay, so this is motives, this is success, this is victory. This is what drives you. This is, for some, this could be maybe a speed up in progress. And for all, it definitely means that whatever you are trying to do or whatever your motives are right now, it's definitely going to come about at this point in the beginning of August, okay? It's definitely going to come about. So first, I don't want you guys to get that confused. It doesn't mean that whatever you dreamed of, it's going to happen overnight. But it does mean that once you start putting the effort into getting what you want and to actually trying to obtain that thing that you've been thinking about all this time, you'll finally start being on the road to success. You'll literally, it's like exiting or maybe going onto a freeway that is the road that you as a person need to go on for your particular purpose. Does that make sense? So for a lot of you, it could be as big as that, like a soul purpose. But then for some of you, this could just be simply you finally realizing what choice you want to make, or maybe what direction you want to go in when it comes to a certain part of your life, okay? So but either way, it's a victory because it's understanding. It's not procrastinating. It's putting thoughts or physical energy into an idea. And when you do that, that's, part of manifestation. That's how you get something going. It's creating. It's starting to create. It doesn't mean that whenever you start, it's immediately going to come together. But this is you taking that first initiative step and going on the right path towards your success, okay? So again, with being a Capricorn, you understand, that things can take time, I'm sure if any sign will understand that, it would definitely be you. So you already kind of get that. And so I think that's you kind of already having that hard knocks training as a Capricorn. You will already understand how when you put something into work, you have to wait for it to come out, right? So I think all of this is great as long as you're able to pick something or do something that really is what you want to do. And I think you won't have a problem with that because everything is upright, everything is saying go, everything is pointing towards, go, 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 you got it. Again, don't rush. You want to keep that Capricorn earth energy where you make sure things are correct as you go along. You don't just rush. But again, you want to use that air quality and that you want to keep a steady pace of what you do, but then use that air energy to analyze and check off everything as you go, okay? So that's how you want to push and merge those two energies together to really get something cooking for you, okay? So let's go ahead and go into and for some of you, this could have been a Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius that you're walking away from, or that you decided that you want to move on from. Not for all, but it could definitely be. This could also just be like some bad news that you got, and then you decided to go a different way, and that's, the way that you actually need to go in the first place. So let's go into the middle of August for Capricorn. Alrighty, very big energy. Okay. So the energy of the middle of your August is going to be the High Priestess, okay? The High Priestess shows up when it's time for you to understand something. She shows up when you have learned a lesson, or she shows up when you're doing a reading. She'll show up if this is the lesson that needs to be learned, or if this is something you've already been through. Or this could be just a woman or a feminine person with feminine energy who embodies the inner knowing, inner psychic ability. I don't want to say protection, but protection in a sense, because it's kind of like the protection of knowing. Like, once you know something, you're most likely not going to fall into the same trap, or at least not get as hurt as badly as if you didn't know something, right? So this is like an inner knowing. This is the duality, the light and the dark. So most of the time, for most of us, we'll always understand one part. For a lot of the people, a lot of us, we're always stuck on the dark side, because we're seeing something, because things look different at night. So when we look at something, or for some time, I'm not saying everyone, but some of us, we look at things and it'll always be in this, moon phase. And then you never really see what's really happening. So this can be in a life, or in your relationship, or family members, or friends. And then, certain things happen. In this case, it would be Leo season, I would say, and it gets exposed. So then you have the sun version of what you were looking at in the nighttime. So when you have both of those, you have duality. So you have the light and the dark. And when they come together, there's this line in the middle that's the truth, right? It's the merging of both. It's life. It's where things spark. So what I'm thinking is, whenever you have those both come together, it's going to be a realization for you. For some of you, may feel like a milestone. For some of you, it may feel like lightning crashing. Not crashing, but like lightning striking and thunder crashing. And kind of just like a world shaking moment. Like, you're shook, but you're not hurt, you're not, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you have like a whoa moment, a really dramatic whoa moment. Because, the High Priestess doesn't show up unless it's necessary. This is a really powerful card to get, okay? So we're starting off the middle of August with the Scorpio card, Death, okay? So for some of you, we could have a Scorpio in the mix. But for others, this is just going to be a transformation. A cycle moving to something else, a habit moving to something else. Let's see what this is about. What are we transforming? Capricorn. Uh-oh. Hold on, I'm going to reshuffle because they kind of came out ugly, and I didn't like that. So what are we transforming? There we go. Okay, so we're transforming into a positive, peaceful time in our life. This is positivity. This is serenity. This is peace. This is not arguing. This is, I'm sorry, y'all. If y'all see that, I don't know I think it's like a fly, or I don't know where it came from. But yeah, so this is like the ending of, actually, hold on. Ooh. Okay. So there's going to be an ending. Now, this ending is going to cause it's not a what am I trying to say? It's a transition that causes someone to feel as though someone else is walking away. So for some of you, this will feel like, a relief. Like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize how much I wanted them to be gone. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize how much I actually wanted to quit. Oh my God, I didn't realize that I wouldn't be like Mercury retrograde, guys. Okay, what I'm trying to say is this transformation, this death, is going to cause like peace for someone, and then it's going to feel like a heartbreak for the other. Or it's going to feel like someone's being left out, and the other person's going to feel, they're going to feel good about making that move, making that transformation. We also have the Queen of Swords here in reverse. So this is someone being distant and cold, and they're smart, but now it's like, since they're so angry, now they're wrong. They could be mad at the wrong person, or now that they're so distant and cold, they don't even talk to anyone, and so you can't even interact with those around you, which is supposed to be your how you act this month, like Aquarius, like you want to interact with those around you and build a team and have those around and resources to be there for your use. But with this card, the Queen of Swords in reverse, this is an air energy sign. So Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, this is a person who is cold, distant, like doesn't even want to talk, you know, like not having it, you know, and just mean. Like it's like you can't really be approachable, or you're not open if you're like that. So let's see who this is. Who is that? So this is someone that you have a love tie to. This could be the person you're with, or this could be someone that, you know, your family or friends or a soulmate, a soul tie, maybe an ex, maybe anybody who has a tie to you that's love related. This is either, let's see, are you acting like this to them? Who's being like that to? I do think that for some Capricorns, this is definitely going to be your attitude towards love. Like, you're going to be like, fuck love. You're going to be cold and distant to the idea of love. So relationships, bonds with some people. And then for some of you, you will be distanced towards your partner, no matter who they are. Or for some of you, you could just be being cold to people that you love, or people who are actually there for you, people who actually want to see you succeed. And then you'll have those few who are just, their spouse is being cold towards you. So we'll see. It just really depends on who's doing what. This is why I like to do personal readings, because it's really hard to really zone in on what particular story, you know, I'm reading. So we have the Four of Cups in reverse. So this is like, there needs to be a shakeup. There's someone's uninspired. But, well, now they're not uninspired. Now they understand what they need to do in order to shake things up, okay? So this is like, you know what you have to do now. So I think for a lot of Capricorns, this is going to be, you know, for the ones that this does apply, I do think that some Capricorns are definitely going to be like, fuck love. Definitely going to be like, over that whole, like, they're done. They don't care about it anymore. You know, like they're moving on to better things. Alrighty. That could also go in alignment with that Aquarius energy, with the detachment emotionally. Like, there's some Aquariuses who are very, you know, in tune with their emotions, but they're, you know, they're not into emotions. They're logical, like I said. So they're not into all of that most of the time. Uh-oh. We have the Hangman here. So this is you being on the fence about something. You will be evaluating something at this time. You will be watching others around you. Some people may be watching you as well. This is a time where you really sit back and you just observe. This is a time where you are not doing too much. You are not forcing too much. You're not trying to be bold. You're really sitting back and feeling out the situation, but just let the feelings come. Let the thoughts come. You aren't acting right now. You definitely aren't acting. You see how he's tied up right here on the log? That's you. This is how your state should be. Doesn't literally mean hang like upside down, but the meaning behind that is, what the fuck? I have no idea why there's like, I had the window open, so I'm guessing it's just like flies that came, I don't know. Anyways, so you want to really make sure that you are being, you know, you're observing, but you're not being hands-on. That's probably like the biggest or the easiest way to explain the Hangman energy. This is also really, really paying attention to what's around you, really paying attention to what's happening, really paying attention to the life. Like, it's a spiritual card. This, people can use it in a physical way as well, but this is a card where you're spiritually conscious of what's going on, or you're spiritually paying attention at this point. So as an earth sign, I know a lot of earth signs naturally are just not as spiritual, or not as in tune, I guess I should say. It doesn't mean that you can't do it, but I'm just saying, like, a lot of you guys are more practical. So a lot of the spiritual stuff is like, if there's no real proof behind it or no physical evidence, it's kind of like, it doesn't matter. But now, in this time in the middle of August, you definitely have to learn how to switch on that, like that spiritual indicator. And everyone has it. And for some of you, you could have a lot of Pisces energy or anything. So it really doesn't, you know, just depend on you being a Capricorn. But I'm just trying to touch bases. So you really want to make sure you're in a spiritual energy and being wise and looking. Pay attention. You'll be surprised if you really slow down and just look at things, how things make sense to you. It's crazy. And I mean, how many times is he gonna walk back and forth? Yeah, so it's surprising, but you'll notice the synchronicities in life if you pay attention, okay? So let's see what are we leaving on? What are we observing? So you're going to be observing your feelings. You're going to be observing how you feel emotionally about a person or maybe someone. So yeah. So the middle of August, don't make an action. Don't do anything yet because you're still watching. You're not in the position to make any real decisions, okay? So the end of August for Capricorn. Alrighty, Capricorn. So the energy for the end of August. The 10 of Cups. This is the happily ever after card. So this is quite a coincidence, okay? So at the end of August, things will probably get pretty crazy, okay? You may have to deal with a bossy person or maybe a boss or someone who's in authority. But this is where you're going to have to use your willpower and really, like, allow your brain to not hinder you. Like, it's not about what's practical. It's more about what not luck you have, but it's more about what you have around you so that you can make things happen. Aquariuses, they never say no. Like, they never say no. When they have a feeling and a thought in their head and they know how to communicate it and they have people around them that can get that going, they do it. So that's why the dream is at the palm of, it's at the tip of your fingers because it's right there. You just have to go out and do what's necessary. So if you get into this mind state of thinking that things are not practical and things aren't adding up or you can't see how this could make sense, you need to stop tricking yourself. That's a negativity bug that you need to kill. Okay, you are not your thoughts. None of us are our thoughts. Okay, so whenever you have a bad thought, you need to push it out and you need to change it to a smart one, change it to a positive one. That's how you train your mind. Everyone should be doing that in general, but especially for you at the end of August, since you are going to have this happily ever after, you may have to go through some crazy things to understand that the sun comes out after all the bad things. Okay, so in the end of August, we have these swords, Ace of Swords in reverse. So this could be miscommunications, maybe a missed sign, maybe a lie, maybe something that was revealed, but it was like hurtful the way it was said. This is very, very air energy, but this is like a detachment of emotion. So when it comes off, it can be really harsh, okay? So think of this as if a Aquarius who's super detached or an Aquarius who is unbalanced. They're just like, they don't care. They don't really want to speak. They see what you're doing and they think they know what's going on, but they jump to conclusions. That is what, an unbalanced air sign is more susceptible, is more willing to be like, okay? So let's see I do think this is more of like a communication thing. Okay, so maybe someone is trying to come back into your life and it's someone from your past, or it's someone that you want to speak your mind to someone from your past, or maybe an ex. And for some of you, this may come out. For some of you, it won't. But I think for most of you, this is about your independence. Whatever you are trying to talk to them about, this is about you as a Capricorn. Like, your independence, your materialism, your wealth, your palace. Like, I feel like this is more about you as a Capricorn and what you deem as your status and your pride, whatever your pride is. Who you are as a Capricorn. I'm not speaking for your other placements. I'm just speaking purely off of your sun sign, moon sign, or rising sign as a Capricorn. You are looking at the situation like, I need to talk to you about something, or we need to get this hashed out because I have something I need to get off my chest and it's probably going to hurt your feelings, but I've been keeping this for too long. This is someone who's like, you know them for a long time, or if you don't know this person but you end up revealing something to them, this is someone who you have a karmic connection to from your past life, okay? So whoever it is in the end of August, this is someone who you have a tie to, and it's not just like hooking up. This is like a real tie. This is either someone that you spent a lot of years with, maybe an ex, maybe a soulmate, maybe someone that you never were romantically with, but just a family member from your past, or, it's someone that has a real connection to you. And there's something that's going to be, said, or something that's going to be told. And I do think it's going to be coming from you. I do think you're going to be the one to say something that might hurt their feelings, but you need to get it off your chest. And then with this air energy, you're not really going to be thinking about how your words affect someone. It's more about what your words mean. So it's more about like how they receive what you're saying. You're more focused on if they're hearing what you're trying to say. Like, you're not trying to figure out if they feel sad after you say it. We go into the Four of Wands in reverse here. So this could be at a celebration with someone that you're celebrating with, or maybe at an event that you are with a whole bunch of people who are family or friends, or, you know, family friends. It's some type of function. So let's go ahead and see what that's about. I'm forever dropping my cards. Okay, so this event or occasion is something that doesn't match with your soul. So if I had to be funny and and give you an example, that's the idea of an event or an occasion that you're celebrating with people that you know, but you don't want to be there, is like your ex's wedding. So that's something that's probably like, that would be like an example. So anything along those lines where it's like you want to go, but you don't have to, but you should because it just looks polite, or something that you really don't want to do, but you are doing it for the sake of, you know, being nice, or because you had to, but really it's something that you really could care less about and you really don't want to ever have to do. Yeah, and I do think it's going to be around friends or people that you don't want to be around. For some of you, it could have been that wedding situation I just said, because it did pop into my head out of nowhere. Or maybe you hear about someone getting married that was your ex, or you hear about you know, someone progressing in life, someone making a milestone in their life, and you start to feel like, damn, am I doing what I need to do for myself? Am I meeting my accomplishments? And that's that devil part that starts to kick in. As a Capricorn, it's not that you guys are the devil, obviously. I think a lot of people get that misconstrued when they see what the devil represents. The devil represents humans. The devil represents desire, but desire isn't bad. You need to have a little, it's good and bad, you know what I'm saying? Devil has such a negative connotation nowadays, but to me, when I hear devil, and I'm thinking in like zodiac terms, tarot terms, just spirituality, and I always see it as, you know, the devil is just a repetition of something, or maybe going backwards in something, or a cycle, obsession, because you shouldn't focus something so hard. Because stuff that you need, or the stuff that belongs to you, shouldn't be super hard to get. Does that make sense? You do have to put in work. You do have to work for a certain amount of time depending on your life and all that. But what I'm saying is the devil comes up when we choose for it to come up. And it comes up in different forms in our life. And that's why I feel like the devil is so scary, or it's the boogeyman, or not me, but I'm saying like that's how people interpret it. Because you never know where it's going to come from. But as a Capricorn, I feel like you always have this almost guilty notion behind your thoughts, where it's like you feel like you're not meeting your desires, but that's just the little devil that all of us have, but it's magnified for you because, you know, Capricorn is kind of like the birth of like materialism. It's like the new idea, the new trend for what materialism is. Since the beginning, there's been different names for it or whatever, but that's the energy of Capricorn, and that's why it's so important for your status. And so just know that you're fine. Like don't, whenever you start having a negative thought, change it to positive. You got that. You have it. You're going to be fine. You're really going to be fine. We end off the August with the Knave of Swords in reverse. So this is maybe getting some negative feedback, or maybe some questions, commentary, maybe a lot of notifications or emails about something that you didn't want to know about, maybe something on the news that you see that really bothers you, or this could just be a person who is giving out wrong information, or maybe someone that you feel like you can't trust what they told you. Let's see. But again, this is air energy. This could also just be signifying that at the end of August, as a Capricorn, it's time for you to move to a different type of energy. Yeah, it's going to be time for you to go more into like the fire energy, I'm going to think, for September. So this is when you're going to start putting it, like making moves, physically making moves to change something. Capricorn. Okay, so I know this is a long video, and if you're still here, then you need to hear this, because I'm talking to you because you're here for a reason. Capricorns, I don't know every Capricorn on earth, that's for damn sure. But I do know I know a few Capricorns, and I know some good ones that are doing really good right now, and then I know some ones who are really doing kind of bad. But of course, Capricorns always make it look like they're doing okay, but behind the scenes, they're not doing too good. You know, some of them, not all of them. So if you were one of these Capricorns who are doing kind of bad, and if you are on the same level as, you know, just because you guys' placements and stuff, the Capricorns that I know that are doing pretty bad, you guys are at the point where things either are going to go super wrong or get better, because things have just been going, the challenges showed up, you know what I mean? They just showed up. So, but this has been going on for at least a few months for some of you, you know. So just know that whatever happens, try to really, and I know it sounds easy to say when you're not going through that exact problem, but trust me, I'm going through my own shit like constantly, like all the time. So just know that whenever you're in something, feel it and allow yourself to just go with the flow. Go with it. And I know it sounds like, oh, it's so easy to say that, but no, seriously, just go with it. Try to obviously figure out how to better your situation, figure out methods, maybe do some research, but understand that your whole life it shouldn't be like that. Because I know a lot of Capricorns, when they get into a darker space, they really get dark. They really get this sense of being so hard on themselves, to the point where it's like, damn, like you really, it's like they'll start talking negative, they'll start thinking negative, they'll lose like their sense of self, some of them. You don't want to be grumpy. I have my moon is in Virgo, and I'm a Leo Virgo cusp sun sign. So I have a little bit of earth energy, and I definitely know what it feels like to be on the negative side of being an earth sign, where like you're just so hard on yourself and you think everything, like you're just grumpy, and you know, you might start spending more than you need to. I understand. I understand. And my Saturn planet, the placement is in Taurus, so I understand challenges, right? I understand what you're going through. So just know that you're not alone, and just know that you don't have to pretend to be okay. I'm not saying you have to come talk to me. I won't mind you coming to talk to me. We can get a reading going for you. But reach out for help. Reach out for help. That is all for this August. I love you guys so much. Thank you for sticking around. If you're still here, you're the real MVP. I'm Love from a Leo, and if I'm not your favorite Leo, one day I will be. And until next time, I will see you very, very soon, Capricorn. Bye.